So I was sitting here watching The Legend of Zelda, and I saw this. Um, I was like, huh, it's actually pretty fun. The Mummy. So there was The Mummy 1932, which was Boris Karloff played Imhotep. Um, and then there was one in 1959, had like Christopher Lee and a whole like star-studded cast, and it was really good cast. And both movies are really good. Um, I think it's like Turner Classic or whatever, where they show like the older movies. If you have a chance to watch it, I'd say watch them because they are really good. But the one 1999 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz was real fun. It was a remake, but it was a good remake. That's why I got a second one and a third one, which kind of sucked. I remember I went to see it in theaters, and it just no. But The Mummy, 1999, great movie. Imhotep. A lot of memes come from that movie. What's it? Arnold. I forgot his last name, but I mean, we know him as Imhotep, but I also remember him from an episode of Psych. It's probably one of my favorite moments. So Gus and Sean go visit the guy in prison, and he's played by uh Arnold. What's his face? Um, and so when Sean introduces himself, he usually says something like, "Oh, I'm Sean Spencer, psychic detective," or whatever the case is. And then he introduces Gus, but he uses a made up name like Lavender Gooms or Scooney U-Turn Singleton or whatever he thinks up of, thinks up. Um, this is my friend trending on Twitter. Hashtag what would Gus do? Um, Immaculate Conception. I mean, whatever he thinks of, that's Gus's name. But this moment, they're looking at him. They've got the glass between him. They've got the phone, and he's like, "Hello, Mr. Waring. My name is Sean Spencer, well-known psychic detective, and this is my partner, Burton Guster." And Gus is like, "Now you use my real name." Um, so it's probably one of my favorite moments in Psych. Um, now you use my real name, Burton Guster. Also, the just off topic, with Psych, the episode Sean and Gus truck things up. The whole thing with yo Hoss, calm yourself before you go, boots on my friend here, and then when they're about the guy's trying to rob them, he says something. He's like, "Before you fill my friend here with lead," he's like, "Sean, will you stop that?" And it's just a running joke throughout the episode, along with the Mystic River. It's like, is that my wife and unborn child in there? Is that Mauricio in there, Gus? Is that the last of the secret sauce is in there? And then it's like, is that my Teddy Ruxpin? So it's just a running joke, like 2, 3 running jokes through that episode. It's a great episode though. But Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz set to return for The Mummy 4, a real adventure comeback Hollywood didn't see coming. Considering how popular he is, and I think he did say something how he wanted to do The Mummy 4. He just had to get back in shape for it, because he's not young anymore. He's older. He got bigger, but he wanted to. Like, it's such a great movie. Like, it's so fucking good. Um, yeah, but he had to get back in shape for it, which I'm assuming he is. I haven't seen him lately, but I mean, he used to come over to dinner all the time. But Universal Pictures isn't digging up some forgotten relic for nostalgia's sake this time. Audiences finally willed to, yeah, like this is not one of those things where people were like, "Who wanted this?" No, people have been asking for The Mummy 4 for ages. We wanted to return to form though, like what the first two were. That third one, again, it was bad. Like I remember seeing, I'm like, okay, you know, you have the Mummy one, the Mummy takes place in, Egypt and stuff like that, and you're dealing with Egyptians and all that great stuff. And then you have the second one, and then you have that with the fucking Scorpion King, still dealing with it like Egyptian type stuff, but then the third movie, it was like China, and it was just like, no, it's called The Mummy. We want the Egyptian mummy, not fucking going to China. And no, it was. But people have been wanting the Mummy 4. It's kind of like Back to the Future 4. People are like, when's it happening? And they're like, it's not. You got the game, which is pretty much canonically Back to the Future 4. So deal with it. Deal with it, bro. Audiences finally willed a legacy sequel into existence themselves. After years of fan campaigns and Brendan Fraser's remarkable resurgence, the Mummy franchise is officially back. And this time, the studio is bringing the treasure. Both Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are returning for the Mummy 4. Yeah, because she wasn't in the Mummy 3. Her character was, but it was played by someone else. And I remember seeing it, and they were like, he's like Evelyn or Evie. And I'm like, that's not Rachel Weisz. Get that fucking shit out of here. Get that fucking shit out of here. We liked the first two movies. We liked Evie because it was Rachel Weisz, and she has charm, and she's just downright pretty. And then this other one is like, no, get the, there's the door, get the fuck out. The new film will be directed by Matt Bettinelli, Olpen, and Tyler Gillett, collectively known as Radio Silence, the duo behind Ready or Not and the 2022 revival of Scream. Universal is staying tight-lipped about the plot. I hope this guy, Imhotep comes back. I want him to be like a William Afton. He always comes back. I always come back. And production details for now, but the announcement alone is enough to send fans into excitement. It is. I mean, yeah. Like, this was 1999. The effects were pretty good. The fucking scarabs, even though they don't actually do that. They don't actually burrow under your skin and eat you alive. But also, I was watching it the other day. Was it last week? I can't remember when I was, last week or the week before that. But in the movie, you see how fast the scarabs can basically devour someone. But when they open his sarcophagus, not only are there scratch marks, but he managed to engrave, saying like death is just the beginning. But if you look at it, it looks like it's about an inch and a half, or inch or half inch. But yet they were, the scarabs were tossed in there while he was alive and, bound. So how the fuck did he manage to carve out? What did he carve out? It made no sense. I'm like, so you see him bound up, like he is wrapped. How did he, one, manage to get unwrapped, and two, manage to carve out a message that's about that deep into the sarcophagus while he was being devoured by scarabs? So I was like, that made no sense. For long-time moviegoers, this isn't just sequel news. It's a cultural movement. Hollywood has spent years insisting viewers wanted grim reboots, somber tone poem blockbusters, and identity-driven messaging posing as adventure epics. But sometimes the audience just wants a fun, pulpy, heroic romp where a classic action leads, crack jokes, survives sandstorms, and saves the day without rolling their eyes at the script. And few franchises embody that spirit better than the Mummy series. Yeah, again, it really is a good movie. The second one, I mean, if you get past how bad the fucking CGI is now. When I went to see it in theaters in early, was it 2002 or 3, whatever it was. Who was it? It was me, Dominic, Simon, and I think Dominic's mom was there. I remember Dominic's mom was like, "Oh Lord, please God, let them survive." They were black, which is, but she was doing that. And I remember Dominic was like, "Mom, can you not?" But I remember that was, 2001, 2002, something like that. 2000, it was like 2000, 2001. But yeah, I went to see it in the movie theater. It was a good movie. And when it got to the parts like with the CGI, like with fucking the Scorpion King, it looked kind of good back then, but nowadays it's just a fucking assault on your eyeballs. It's just you're like, it's like video games that looked amazing back in the day and you play them now, you're like, this is what we thought was good? This is what we thought was good? Wow. I have no taste. Um, but it's a good movie. And the second one, again, if you get past the just terrible CGI, it's a really good movie. Um, you know, but a comeback fueled by fans. After stepping aside away from the spotlight due to personal struggles and health issues, Fraser stunned Hollywood with his Oscar-winning performance in The Whale. People were like, "Oh my god, it's insensitive. They're making fun of fat people." Shut the fuck up. My god, you tender fucking pussy-footed snowflakes. Not everything is offensive. Grow the fuck up. But even during the award season victory lap, he never hid his affection for Rick O'Connell, nor his openness to returning for another mummy. Yeah, like he's wanted to do this. He just had to get back in shape. I don't know how it would work, Fraser told Variety in 2022, but I'd be open to it if someone came up with the right concept. Looks like someone did. It's Jonathan and Rick and Aragorn. He's like the Egyptian Aragorn. It's also clear Fraser understands what makes the original trilogy beloved and why the 2017 reboot starring Tom Cruise fell into the abyss like a cursed sarcophagus. Yeah, that movie fucking sucked. It's hard to make that movie. The ingredient that we had going for our mummy, which I didn't see in the new one, was fun. Yeah. It was fun, goofy, and that's what it was charming. He was charismatic and charming, and I mean he was badass. I mean, if I remember, he did a lot of his own stunts, which like Tom Cruise, which bless him, but you know, but him doing his stunts. He went on to note that it was too much of a straight ahead horror movie. The Mummy should be a thrill ride, but not terrifying and scary. Modern Hollywood, take notes. Thrills plus humor is better than misery plus message. Fraser's words aged better than half of recent franchise revivals. This is a rare cinematic resurrection that feels earned. Again, it's a really good movie. Not manufactured by a corporate board scanning trending keywords. Universal famously tried to launch a dark universe in 2017 with Cruise. It flopped spectacularly, serving as a cautionary tale and forced cinematic universes and an overwrought seriousness. Now, instead of sweeping grim monster franchise blueprints, the studio appears to be going back to the basics: charismatic leads, action adventure energy, and a tone audiences loved before Hollywood convinced itself fun was outdated. Bringing back for Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz back for The Mummy 4 suggests the studio finally listening to the crowd instead of lecturing it. Unless their kid is going through an existential crisis trying to figure out what fucking gender he is. But then again, the time period that these movies take place, they take place in like the 30s and 40s, 50s, so that wouldn't be a thing. So if it was a thing, you clearly can tell that it's for the message, because that type of crap wasn't happening in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. I mean, sure, there might have been people who had, identity issues, but it was not the way it is today, where everyone and their fucking mother's like, I don't know what gender I am. There's 50 something genders. If you say you're a woman, no, they weren't doing that shit back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So if they do have that kind of messaging, It's like Dragon Age the Failguard. The game is set during a medieval type period, but then they have modern terminology like non-binary. It's clearly just for the message. So I hope that whenever this movie happens, we don't get that kind of forced modern bullshit. Because if they do, they they have a good thing right here. Don't fuck it up. um, if this film strikes the same balance as the original's humor, spectacle, swashbuckling heroics, and family-friendly thrills, Universal may have found more than a long-awaited sequel. It could have rediscovered a formula Hollywood desperately needs. Earnest fun without irony or cynicism. Well, one can only hope. After years of gritty reboots, grim reimaginings, and tired cinematic ceremonizing, an old-fashioned Brendan Fraser fronted adventure in The Mummy 4 might be exactly the breath of fresh air audience crave. Yes, it's Brendan Fraser that'll get us going to the theaters. He was fucking hot. I mean, I think she still is. I mean, I don't know if it's surgery or she's just blessed with good looks for her age. I mean, she's like 55 years old, and the hairstyle not that great, but she's still really good looking. So I don't know if she's just been blessed. Brendan Fraser, if you've seen him, he's not a bad looking guy either. So he's still really really attractive. If The Mummy returns to its glory, it might revive more than just a franchise. It could remind studios that viewers still treasure heroes who dive headfirst into dangers with courage, charm, and a grin. With a smile, because you're never fully dressed without it. At long last, The Mummy is rising again. Imhotep. Imhotep. And this time, we're actually excited to open the tomb. Yeah, I mean, again, people have wanted this, Mummy 4 for ages. So I'm glad that we'll be getting it, hopefully soon-ish. TM. Soon, TM. But, again, these movies take place in the, 40s, 50s, so if they start throwing out words like fucking transgender or non-binary or systemic racism or any of that other bull crap, we'll know it's not for the fans. That they saw an outlet to push their bullshit. But hopefully they're not going to do it. The way I've seen Brendan Fraser talk, I don't think he's really going to allow that to happen. If they try doing that, I mean, you can't have Rick O'Connell without him. So if he starts doing that and says like, hey, either change it or I'm gone, they're going to change it. Because they can't afford to lose him. Because no one's going to go see The Mummy if he's not in it. It's not going to happen. So if this dude says, no, we're not doing political bullshit. We're making this a fun story for people who have been waiting for this. And if you don't change it, I'm gone. They will change it. Guaranteed. So if they do try doing that crap, I hope this guy has enough balls to say, I'm not doing that. And if you don't change it, I'm gone. Because no one is going to see a movie without him. It's not going to happen. I mean, they could still make it. It's just not going to do as well. So, but will it be as bad as the Tom Cruise version? I bet they are there for the paychecks, and their characters will be taking a backseat to some woke retard MC. The only reason the first one worked so well was these two's chemistry and Fraser's comedic delivery. Yeah, he was really good. Brendan Fraser was Ryan Reynolds before Ryan Reynolds. That is true. Ryan Reynolds even thought of playing Deadpool as himself. Also, I bet the Mummy will be Cleopatra or some other girl boss. Or they will make all the men look like the Three Stooges. Maybe. they're gonna have Cleopatra, and there she's gonna be black, you know, because Cleopatra was black. And Egypt's like, can you not? Like, Cleopatra was one of our greatest pharaohs. Can you not make her black? Like, she wasn't black, people. She might have had olive skin. That's just tan. She wasn't black. Like, stop your fucking bullshit. Stop trying to put your crap into our history, please. When I heard the fucking Egyptian government saying that stuff, like, can you not? I was just like, oh man, that's great. When the Egyptian government gets involved and says, hey, can you stop blackwashing our pharaohs? You know it's bad. Just like Japan. It's like, can you stop blackwashing our history? We didn't really have any black people here during the feudal era. And if they were, they sure weren't fucking any samurai. So can you stop blackwashing our history? I love to see it. But yeah, if he's not here, if he's not in the movie, no one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna watch it. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the you know, the 1999 version. If you saw all three of them, you know, 1, 2, and 3. If you watched the original, like I said, if you haven't watched the 1932 or the 1959 one, you should. Again, I think they show them on Turner Classic or whatever the channel is with, or you can find them online. It's not that hard. I'm pretty sure you can find it for free on fucking YouTube. So if you haven't, especially the 1959, I mean, it has Christopher Lee in it. I mean, come on, Sir Christopher fucking Lee. What more do you need to? What more do you need than that? But Boris Karloff is as Imhotep and all that. That's, I mean, it's Boris Karloff. Come on. Anyway, but yeah, all that fun stuff. That's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.